let's just admit it, polyrhythms can be a little terrifying sometimes. Now, it is super ironic to me that us piano players will spend hundreds and hundreds of hours poring over passages and techniques and learning extremely difficult things on the piano. But then we see something like this from Chopin's Second Nocturne. And we try it like twice and then just say, rubato. Now, let me just say from the beginning so that there's no confusion. Yes, there are definitely times in romantic music, especially where Chopin will just say, fit tons of notes against these 3 notes. And we do use rubato. We maybe add a little rhythm to them. And also it's true that when pieces get faster, like fast pieces, are sometimes easier to play 3 against 4 because you get into a fast repeating pattern. Like, for example, this Haydn. And because it's so fast, you can just kind of keep the triplets going and then play the 16th notes. Those 2 things aside, what are we going to do about things like the Chopin I showed you earlier, where it's slow and it's really exposed, and you actually have to kind of know what to do with 4 against 3. But before we get there, it makes a lot of sense to start with the one that's much easier to do and also much easier to understand, and that's 2 against 3. So for 2 against 3, I mean any context where we have some kind of a 3 triplet in one hand, and then straight maybe 8th notes or quarter notes in the other hand. And the way I want you to try to feel this is by using a rhythm to kind of get into the feeling of the 2 against 3. And that rhythm is actually really simple. It's just like if you were in 3/4, it's 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. I think it's why 2 against 3 is so much easier for piano players to kind of unlock. You get to that skill much easier than 3 against 4 because once you realize that, you just have to split up between the hands. So you have together, right, left, right, together, right, left, right, or together, left, right, left, together, left, right, left. So for starters to practice, don't just dive into a scary piece with a bunch of 2 against 3, but pick something you're really good at, maybe a 5-finger pattern, and just try it. Start with, and then switch it maybe. And then once you gain the hang of it, I would actually say have fun. Like experiment with different things. Try to maybe do in your left hand. Try to do like a whole scale where you'll do 2 against 3. Maybe the right hand will go 3 octaves and the left hand 2 octaves to make up for the 2 against 3. Like I said, literally have fun with it. Do things like right hand play a triplet A major scale while the left hand plays an F major arpeggio in duplets. Like, if that's not the prettiest thing you've heard all day, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, now for just a brief kind of understanding mathematically of what's going on, the easiest way to think about this, even if you're not great at math, is you have 2 against 3. What's 2 times 3? I know some of you are literally tempted to click off the video right now because I start bringing up math, but 2 times 3 equals 6. You have 6 total. Then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 2 is going to occur every 3 numbers. And the 3, the triplet, is going to occur every 2 numbers. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That will actually work for all polyrhythms. You have 3 against 5. You could say 3 times 5 is 15, and the 5 is going to happen every 3, and the 3 is going to happen every 5. You just restart every time you count the 15. And then basically the cheat code I gave you at the beginning of 2 against 3, was taking that idea and just applying rhythm to it. Okay, now for the much scarier one, 3 against 4. Believe it or not, a lot of people stink at this rhythm. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen the trend where people take the pencils and they do like quarter, 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 eighth, 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 eighth. Even people who apparently are really good at this, and it is a very talented thing to be able to switch back and forth for sure. They do the 3 against 4 wrong. So before I show you the right way to do it, I'm going to start off with the 2 incorrect ways to do 3 against 4. And unfortunately, these might be more common than the correct way. So incorrect way number 1. Now this way feels so right at first because our triplet's staying constant. But the issue with this is that the 4 is not steady. My 4 is going. So it's actually not even close to 4 even notes. What people actually are doing when they play the rhythm this way, they know that much. They know the second 4 has to be right before the second 3. So they have that much down. They even know the next 4 is halfway in between the 2 3s. That's actually all correct. But then they place the final 4 halfway in between the last 2 3s, which is not possible. Well, sorry, it is possible. It's just not the right rhythm. And this is just not 4 even notes. If I played that Chopin I showed you at the beginning of the video like this, you would get to your group of 4, and people actually do this all the time. It's probably the most common way to play this, which is not what Chopin wrote. Chopin didn't tell you to go. So imagine you're hearing this piece, and then it's kind of funny out of context where you don't have the triplets in the left hand. But again, this is common because the triplets stay constant. People do play 4 against 3 this way a lot. Now, the second major way people play this wrong is actually the one you'll typically hear and people do the pencil tapping thing. And that's they keep the 4 consistent, but the 3 is not. And they do something like... And this one, again, if you're in 4, feels so promising. If you're going... But the issue is your left hand's going long, long, short, long, long, short. So what is the right way to do 4 against 3? Well, just like 2 against 3, I'm going to start out by giving you kind of like a passcode to get into the sound of it first, a rhythm to kind of learn to play with just one hand or clap with your hands together or tap together, just something to get into the feeling of it. And this is what you're going to do. Try hands together. Think about it like 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E. Or that last one is really quick. Da, 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 da. It's not da, 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 da. Now, I will admit this shortcut rhythm is a lot more complicated than the 2 against 3 one. So it might just take you some days of doing, of singing, of tapping on random surfaces, playing on the piano, just, one rhythm of both hands before you really get the feeling of it. And once you are pretty good at that, it will be trying to separate the rhythm between the hands. So instead of this, you'll get... And what will often happen is people won't be snappy enough at first. They'll go... And if you're not being snappy enough, you're kind of reverting back to that bad rhythm, the original bad rhythm, just to make sure it's 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a. And just like the 2 against 3, once you start getting the hang of it in like 5-finger pattern, simple arpeggio form, try to like put it into a scale. A really good practical tip for this one is maybe play the 4 and tap the 3 on your leg, because then you can really hear. It will help you hear if you're actually doing it or if you're actually going. It's very obvious if you don't have the 3 down there distracting you. Now, what a lot of people will say is that sounds so robotic for like this beautiful Chopin piece. You're going. Well, That's because I'm subdividing all the little beats for you. Once you get it and you smooth it out, like in this nocturne, for example, it can sound something like normal triplets. Then actually the wrong way sounds a lot more robotic when people go, or they just lose all rhythm and do something like. But yes, like I said at the beginning, we're not getting much into expression in this video. So for sure, you'd have to add a little rubato and smooth it out. But your framework needs to be the correct 4/3 when you add that rubato and when you smooth it out. Okay, so now for your quick math lesson. 3 times 4 equals 12. The 3 will go every 4 and the 4 will go every 3. That sounds like chaos, I know, but just hear me out for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Or actually, since this Chopin in particular is in 3s already, I'm going to count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 4 in the left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 3s in the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You put it together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, I personally don't like counting above 6. It's not because I don't know how, but the number 7 has 2 syllables, 7, 8, 9. Then 11 has 3, 11. So it takes a lot more work to say those numbers. So once I get above the number 6, I almost always convert it down to a smaller subdivision. What that means is instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But again, that's a little outside the scope of this video. I just wanted to sort of equip you with that knowledge if you like diving in and figuring things out and you're playing a piece and you have like a 5 against 4, you can say 5 times 4 is 20. The 5 is going to happen every 4 and the 4 is going to happen every 5. And then if you don't like counting to 20, you can now know how to maybe divide it and normalize to 1, 3, or 5, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 5, 4 times, or count to 4 or 5 times. If you don't like math, sorry for that. I just want to equip people that want to do that. But mostly drill the passcodes, drill these kind of pass phrases. It's kind of like when you learn a foreign language and you're trying to get into the accent. If you know 7,000 words, you can't just in one day try to pick up the accent of 7,000 words, but you can start to get certain phrases and try to repeat certain phrases the way native speakers speak it. And it kind of gives you an into that language. Think about these rhythms that way. You kind of know how. That's 2 against 3, and now you know. I hope polyrhythms make a lot more sense now. Before you leave, take a second and like the video, share it with a friend who you also know is terrible at polyrhythms, and maybe help them out as well. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.